Let's get this. Let's get this going. What's going on, everybody? Those that are tuned in from Facebook to YouTube, whatever platform you're on, whenever you're going to watch it, what's going on? And let me first say good afternoon or good morning. You might be somewhere else in the world, but we want to cover all areas. My name is Demetrius Dew, and I'm here with the Pens program, and we started this conversation calling it Unorthodox Routes to Success. So, in doing so, we really wanted to get in contact with some people that have gotten success in the most unorthodox way. However, it's been successful. However, it's been flourishing. However, it's been literally progressive. And so tonight, tonight, or today, whenever you watch it, we got Mr. Tim Bowers here to talk about some of his routes or one of his routes or all of them tonight. And I promise you, if you have at least 30 minutes to watch this video, I promise you, I just kind of ask you to do this for me. Please just kind of sit with your notepad because you're not going to leave this live right here without having some great information. But before I say anything else, I have to invite to the stage the Mr. Tim Bowers to introduce himself to the people. Tim, please do me a favor, Tim, and let them know who you are, man.
Hey, D, thank you so much, man. Yo, what up? It's the kid, Tim Bowers. I believe you were not born to be average. You were born to leave a legacy worth remembering. Gotta let it breathe. One more time, because I want you to catch that. Yeah, you were not born to be average. You were born to leave a legacy worth remembering. What I do, I help students improve their personal development so they can excel in class, graduate, and prepare for their next transition. Let's go. Let's go.
So, honestly, you all, I met Tim probably 3 years ago now. Since I met Tim, it's always been consistent as to him dropping some gems. Whenever Tim speaks, I promise you the room is full of notepads and pencils. I think they order them like 3 months in advance before he gets there. Like everybody has notepads, pencils, they have pens, the whole nine, because Tim is going to drop some information. And one of the biggest things that I enjoy about Tim is that he reps where he's from. I'm from a small city called Woodson, North Carolina, but Tim is also from a small city, but you would never know that it's small because Tim is going to rep his city. So, Tim, first of all, let the people know where you're from because we may have some people watching from the same city.
I'm from Allendale, the real A. Allendale County.
There we go.
Allendale County, man, from the real A.
And not only does he rep his city, but he's going to rep his college. You know, we got a lot of people that attend HBCUs. You can see my mine in the back there. You see South Carolina State, and you see Tim's right there. So, Tim, where did you go to college, man?
Man, I went to Benedict College, graduated in 2010. And to me, I know you may go against what I say, but I believe we are the best HBCU in the world.
I feel it. Yeah. And Benedict has some great people. I've actually been in contact with some great people from Benedict, and man, they are phenomenal. And they're always consistently inspiring other people. So give me 1 second. I'm trying to share this other post.
Okay.
So I say that to say this, that we have all of that foundation before we even go live or before we even go into our discussion. You have where he's from, you have the school that he's attended, and now we're going to ask him about his unorthodox routes to success because this guy, he didn't say it in his intro, but this guy is a motivational speaking beast. He may not say it right now, but that's what he is. He's a motivational speaking beast. If you ever listen to Tim, it's going to make you want to learn from him. And he's also an author. And honestly, when we talk about those two avenues, Tim, who or what inspired you to really go into first? Let's say an author. Let's not even go to motivational speaking yet, but let's talk about being an author because we get a lot of flack in our community when it
Yeah.
comes to books and reading, etc. But what made you have the confidence to say, I'm going to become a published author?
Man, so first of all, guys, I published the book Average to Awesome, Transitioning from Where You Are to Where You Want to Be. Is a motivational self-help personal development book, strictly for individuals that are looking to achieve their short and long-term goals, conquer fear, understand what it's going to take to get to that next level. All right. It's also an interactive book, one that you can't just pick up and just read, because I'm going to challenge you to look yourself in the mirror, and also challenge you to write out those goals, that strategy, that plan that you have on how you're going to get to the next level. Well, to be honest with you, man, I never wanted to write a book. You know, I remember having a coach, and I was in my apartment, and I called him specifically to tell him that I was booked to speak at this high school. And I
Okay.
was so excited about that. And he ended up telling me, he was like, okay, that's fine. Like, that's totally dope that you're doing that. But I want to give you something right now. The speaking is cool, but you're going to have to attach it to a product. And what better way to do that is to write a book. You know, it validates you. It lets people know you're expert in your field. And then the last thing is it allows you to monetize yourself outside of speaking. All right. Um, so he came to me and say, hey, you're gonna write a book. I said, I don't even know what to write about. He was like, yo, you could just write about like the 7 things that go from average to awesome. I was like, huh? Run that back again? And I like the phrase average to awesome. And I was like, yo, this is really good. I'm gonna stick with that. But I still didn't want to write a book. What really encouraged me to do it was I thought, well, how cool would it be if the youth in my community were able to pick up something that I wrote after knowing my story, after understanding that I too was them, and I come from the same, streets and community that they come from, but now a published author that, you know, is basically saying when I leave here, I have a legacy, a part of a legacy that I've left behind that people will continue to read for years and years to come. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna go forth with it. And the first thing I did was get a coach. I tell people, like, real talk, if what you don't know, don't try to do it on your own. Find somebody who's already done it so they can help cut the curve for you. Help them cut the curve for you. So I got a coach. That coach helped me. And one of the reasons I got a coach, so that's the first part. The second reason you get a coach, because you get somebody that has a system. And then
Ooh.
that system can help you know the beginning and the end. So you're not just doing it blindly, you know? And Coach T, I call her Coach T, but Tamika Sims helped me publish my first book. I wrote it in 6 to 7 months. And as I was writing, I decided that I'm gonna make this a birthday gift for me. So on my 30th birthday, I published that book. It was a gift to myself. A year later, it became an award-winning book.
6 to 7 months.
6 to 7 months. Yep.
You gotta let that one breathe. I'm. I can't just go past that. That's yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're gonna just let that one breathe. It was 6 to 7 months. Tim, you said something that I've heard, but not articulated the way that you just said it. You don't only need a coach just for the inspiration and the backing, but you need them for the system. This
Mm-hmm.
question is not even up there. But if you can just, I know you said the front end and the back end, but explain what that means. Just someone that has a system versus you just having like the inspiration and the motivation, but connecting that to a system. What does that really look like, just day to day, moment to moment, that system?
Yeah. So her, just, and again, her name is Tamika Sims. You guys can, look her up on Facebook, and reach out to her if you're interested in publishing a book. But what she did for me is outline how to start and what is going to lead up to the finish. And what that means is that, hey, I need you to understand what platform do you want to go. You want to self-publish or you want to go to traditional route? Okay, you want to self-publish. At the time, it was CreateSpace. I went on and got my, I think it's IBSN number. that allows you to know, okay, cool, you registered. I bet. So she's saying, okay, cool. What do you want to write about? What genre you want your book? What audience that you want to connect us to? Okay, bet. You understand that. What's your title? Okay, bet. You have a graphic designer, you know, on staff, or somebody that you can reach out to. Okay, bet. All right, now we want to get into the manual of the book, you know, the context clues, like what are you, not the context clues, but the table of contents, the acknowledgments piece. How many chapters do you want? Okay, the summary of your book, you know, okay, you know, within a chapter, like the sub chapters that you need to have. Okay, you know, how long do you want the book? All right, you get through that part of it. You got your graphics a person that's gonna, you know, help you put the graphics together. But in order to be able to do that, you got to know what size book you're gonna get. Are you gonna get a 6x9, a 5x7 book? You know what I mean? And when you're going through the platform self publishing, it kind of has that outline for you to kind of give you the dimensions of that, so you can give it to your graphic designer. I got a 6x9 book, so my graphic designer know that when she designed it, it's going to be for that. So when I upload it, you know, there's no problem, because CreateSpace would have sent it back to me, you know. So
Yeah,
once you
yeah.
finish the manuscript, then you upload it to your platform. They go through it themselves within
Mm,
8 to 72 hours, and from there they tell you if it's okay or if it's not. Oh, and let me back up real quick.
okay.
um so before you upload it, I went to Fiverr to connect with someone. Fiverr is a platform that you can find individuals that will design work for you, write work for you, for not the cost that you will pay if you go on somebody else.
Yeah.
So I got someone to actually format the book. So when you look
Mm.
at it, the manuscript is the manuscript, but they format it so when I was able to upload the manuscript, you know, CreateSpace were able to say, okay, the dimensions are good, the book is great, there's, you know, nothing else that need to be done. You can upload it now to their platform.
So Tim, you just gave a whole lot of game,
Yeah,
um, a whole lot of free game,
yeah, in a short period of time. I'm sorry, guys.
in a short period of time, and I still think it's great because your system that you just shared with us allowed you to create this book in 6 to 7 months.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what the average time is, which makes me want to Google that to like really research and see what average time window is. But that's pretty above, in my
Man,
thinking. I want to say above average.
oh, it's that for sure. But here's the crazy part. Some people write books in a week,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
So my thing is, that's why know what you want, number one, then figure out who can you connect to align with what you want.
Yeah.
Because when you do that, they'll connect you to their system so you can get the results that you want.
That's good. Good. And Tim, I know we're not going on these questions right now, but you're giving some good stuff. And I want to kind of, really stay in this vein that we're in because maybe this is more necessary for the audience that'll be watching. But I just want to dig for gold tonight, like I told you in the
Okay,
messages.
let's dig
So
for it.
so so how do we, Tim, now you say you have your product, you're a
Yep.
motivational speaker, you want to inspire people. What if you don't know how to search for that person that has the system? What if you search for a person that has a system and the system was broken before,
Yeah, that's
right?
tough. Yeah, go
What
ahead.
Now I was just saying, like, what is your advice or encouragement for that person that either has experienced a broken system or that has yet to find a system that works for them? It, and
All
and
right.
and let me add this on it too.
Okay.
So and I've heard of even like artists where you have songs but you don't know how to produce it yet. So it's still in that same window of trying to find a system, and you're like, man, I've been trying to do this for a while,
Mm-hmm.
right? This is my fourth or fifth year. This is my second or third year, and I've been trying to connect with somebody that has a system. Tim, how do I get connected? Because I'm feeling like giving up because this may not even be my calling, right? Let's
Yeah.
just put it like that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like at this point I want to give up because I haven't connected to the person that has a system, and I don't feel like I'm called to do it. I don't feel like this is my purpose. I'm going to go get a 9 to 5.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The
So what's
thing
your
is,
encouragement for that person, Tim?
what if Dr. Martin Luther King would have gave up?
Yeah,
No, seriously. What if he
yeah,
would have said, first of all, what people don't understand, he didn't even want to do this. Like he didn't want to do it, right? But there was a calling so strong on him that he knew he had to keep fighting. He had to
yeah,
keep staying persistent. And the problem with a lot of people is they don't want to go through anything to have everything. You don't want to go through anything to have everything. You got to
yeah,
go through it. Diamonds got to go through the pressure. Like you got to go through it to be able to get to the end, to get to the other side. Here's the thing. If you get it all right now, you're not developed enough to sustain it.
whoa,
I'm gonna just be for real. When I got out of school, when I graduated college, I was a little upset because I was like, why I'm not getting the jobs that my friends got? And as time progressed, I was working for Wells Fargo in the call center. And I was a sales rep, and I did extremely well. I mean, blew it out the water, became a top performing sales rep, right? Blew it out
yeah,
the water, got some nice bonuses. But I was thinking that I was ready for that level. But what we don't understand is that most times what God is saying is, I need you to go through where you are right now so I can mold, shape, and develop you to sustain what you're going to get in the future. So my advice or suggestion to you is that, and my guy Jeremy said this on a podcast, Jeremy Anderson. He said, keep dating.
mm,
Keep dating until you
yeah,
find the one that you really, really, really like, until you find a system that really works for you guys. I'm gonna tell you something. I've invested thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in products and programs. And, at first I thought that they were good, but then I found out that this doesn't really work for me, or it was just an emotional piece. And once I got over that emotion, I still didn't have clarity. So my
yeah,
other thing is that while I want you to keep persisting, while I want you to keep pushing, I also I want you to seek clarity, not from them, but from you. What
yeah,
exactly do you want? I had to do this. I had to stop spending money, and I had to literally pull out a pad and a pen and say, what exactly do I want from a coach? Here's my advice to you. Here's my advice, Major. Before you go to a coach, write at least 3 to 5 questions.
right,
Specific questions. And we ain't talking about general questions, specific questions that can stir the conversation and allow them to know exactly where you're trying to go, what you need, what you want. A lot of
yeah,
times we just going into it and we just get the motivation and the inspiration and the emotion piece.
no
And then
system.
when that leaves, it's like, I'm still unclear with what to do. So don't get mad at the coach. Take responsibility and accountability in yourself that when you approach them, because this is your life now. So when you come to them, know, hey, number one, this is number two, this is number three, this is, so you have some type of plan or strategy on how, or that you can bring to them so they know how to be able to help you.
Mm, that's good. And one thing, Tim, that I was talking to one of the students about the other day, and I was looking at he has a clothing line, and so I was like, man, your brand has evolved since you started. Like you started off, kind of doing uh really nice shirts, but now I mean, it's like you can see it being in the store. And so
Yeah.
as you were talking, I was reminded at how sometimes you never understand or you'll never know what's next if you stop, because when you keep going, that's when you kind of filter through, okay, I went through this first phase, okay, that wasn't me, let me push it to the side and let me introduce it, okay, cool, now I understand that this really connects with who I am, rather than me stopping. And then I feel like when I stopped, that was the ultimate ending of like, I could perform at only this level, but literally that level was supposed to open up a door to another level.
Yes, that's it. That's it. It's all levels. So my thing is, you just got to stay persistent. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
you continue in
Persistence.
the you continue to chop a tree. I talk about persistence from an axe and a tree standpoint. You keep hitting the tree, not just hitting it, but hitting it in the same spot. Eventually, that tree is going to fall. It's not going to fall from maybe a week activity. It may take 3 weeks, it may take 4 weeks, it may take a month, however long. Jay-Z said the best advice I've ever got was I didn't give up.
Mm.
I just didn't give up. Failure can't beat persistence. Napoleon Hill said that. Failure
Oh
can't beat
man.
persistence.
So you have a talent, you have a skill, but it's time to connect that talent and skill to a system. If you have not yet found the system, don't give up because there is a system for you somewhere.
Keep dating. Keep
Just keep
dating.
dating. Just keep
Keep
dating.
dating. And I would say this: make sure in your dating process you're doing some research on your individuals and not just spending money in the dating process.
That's good.
Because you
That's
can go
good.
broke that way. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
good.
You can go absolutely broke and run out of money. Do
Yeah.
your research on the person that you're trying to date or the person that you're trying to connect with to get the system from, so you know exactly what it is that they're going to be teaching you. And if it aligns, then cash out.
And you never get the time back. You never get the
Never
time
get
back.
the time back.
Tim, so we have some motivational speakers watching, and honestly, everything you shared about how you work at the bank and everything, that's an unorthodox route to success. So I mean, we're still in the same conversation. Everything
Yeah.
that you shared literally was beautifully said. So we have some people that are motivational speakers watching, right? And they
Okay.
may be saying, "Hey Tim, I've been speaking for a while now. I'm ready to monetize."
Okay.
How does a person shift from just doing this as a hobby, but actually putting their best foot forward out there and really start to market and brand themselves? How does that happen?
All right. So first, you want to present yourself as an authoritative
Mm,
figure, right? You want to position yourself like I gotta pay you for this.
yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
know, so when you open your mouth and say, I charge this, they can look at your credit history and say, and when I say credit history, I'm talking about your social media, your website, your testimonials, and they can say, yo, okay, I'm gonna pay him, what he is asking for. Okay. So your credit history, I got that from CJ. But that's the first thing, right? Make sure you present yourself as a speaker that is not a hobby, but someone that is running a business.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? That's a difference, because if you present yourself in the market like a hobby, they're gonna treat you as such. But present yourself as someone that's an entrepreneur, someone that's a business owner, someone that's actually taking this not only from an impact but an income, then they're gonna treat you that way. Okay.
that's free game.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Sure. I mean, for real, for real. So
That is game right there.
yo, the other piece is, man, I'm gonna give it. The other piece is, it's like, yo, just work on your story. Your story, for real, for real. So, all right, here's the thing. You wanna work on your story enough that people buy into, not you, the story. So if they buy in the story, then think about it. It's easier to be able to say, hey, I'm coming in to company X, Y, and Z, and I talk about, whatever. And from you saying that, they want to be able to, and buy pretty much what it is that you are providing to them, which is the story, which is the inspiration, the motivation and empowerment piece. So you got two aspects. You know what I
I had
mean?
to
A
mute because
authoritative
my
piece.
dog was going crazy.
So you got the storytelling piece. You got the present yourself in the marketplace as an entrepreneur, business owner, someone that is trying to not only motivate and inspire, but create a income. And then you want to make sure you work on your story, because people are going to buy the story. And then from the story piece, you want to also, because if you develop in the story, you develop in a personal brand, and people are going to be able to see you, in that light. You know what I'm saying? I focus on higher need at risk, right? When it comes down to youth, because I come from that, fatherless youth. I come from that. You know what I mean? Small rural towns, and being able to grind out of it and become a first generation college graduate. I come from that, so I talk about that. You know what I mean? So I'm in that area, and when I tell the story about being 8 years old, and we was watching some show on TV. We was in our mother's living room, and it was me, Kenny, and Rochelle and Teresa. And it was a commercial, and I said, I'm going to college one day. And Kenny said to me, man, that's good. That's dope. That's fun. My emotional outburst was so crazy because no one in my family was a college graduate. No one, right? But I had a dream. I had a goal. I had aspirations at 8 years old, an elementary school student. All around me was chaos. All around me was average, but I knew I was awesome. And if you fast forward to 2006, as I graduated from AF High School and I went to Benedict College, right? And I matriculated through that journey. And on May 8th, 2010, I walked across the stage to receive my Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration, making me a first generation college graduate. I'm here to tell you, you can't control the cards that were dealt to you, but you can control how you play your hand. You see that?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And it's so great because I was literally talking to students about this earlier. But one, you said you are your personal brand. You are your brand. Two, know how to tell your story. And you told your story in a way where, of course, people are going to buy into it. And if you are not passionate about your story, why in the world would someone else be enthusiastic about what you're saying out of your mouth?
Yeah. Yeah, this is a whole nother section because there are many elements of your story. You know, I took a master storytelling class. There are many, and I'm still learning. You know,
Right.
I'm a forever student, right? You know, I'm continuing trying to sharpen my tools, right? Because I slip up sometimes. I'd be like, I should have said it that way. I should have, but I'm continuing to, sharpen my tools. But my thing is, just telling your story. There are many stories. You just got to pick the one that relates to the audience you're trying to serve.
That's it. That's
Yep.
it. That's a great point, Tim, because it took me a while to learn that. Because when I first started speaking, I thought that one story was always the story, but not knowing that there were multiple stories that could have been said or that should have been said to be more relatable to the audience.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's
So
almost a skill in itself too.
for sure. For
You
sure.
know?
You know how you tell them. You know, I have a subway story that I tell. You know what I mean? That is really universal. You know, that could go for the youth as well as, professional staff. Because it's about the principle, find what you do what you love and the money will come. You know, entrepreneurs as well. It's a universal story that I could share. But the personal brand piece is serious. You Okay, so all of that of what I said is, but if you don't believe that you can actually, if you don't believe that, hey, I'm worth this, be honest with yourself now, because here's the thing, like, don't go out here and say, I'm an X amount of speaker, but you haven't produced that X amount of work, which backs up your amount. Because there gets a point when you start asking for a certain amount, I'm telling you, people are going to start fact checking and making sure because they spending them dollars like that. So my thing is, get your testimonials up, whether they're written or video, right? Making sure you posting that. You sharing it on your social media, sharing with whatever audience member that's the decision maker. Sharing that with that. And if you can do that, man, things will change for you. But whatever that number is that you're confident, I tell people this, okay, D, whatever number you're confident saying, say it enough to your potential client. And once you get it, that's your number. That's your start off number.
Yeah.
All right. Because most of the time when people ask, what I want to be monetized, what they're really saying, what number should I really tell the people that I should be charging? And you gotta, because I could tell you, oh man, charge this amount, but you're not comfortable with that. I was coaching a girl, and I know we got to go. I was coaching a girl, and she was like, I was telling her, yo, you need to look at charging this amount because of the value that you're bringing. She wasn't comfortable with it. So I'm not going to convince you to charge something that you're not comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? But so what I did was I helped her understand what value she was bringing to the table. So it helped her find the confidence to say, I am worth this amount. So what
That's
am
a
I
whole
saying?
another conversation, bro.
That's a whole other conversation. Find the value in what you. So it's not just air, and it's not just I believe I'm worth this affirmation piece. No, 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 no. Affirmations are important, but reality is too. And it's okay that you're not there yet because you're making transitions to get there. Just get in the mind frame of asking. Get the money that you're asking for. That's your number. And then start continuing to add value so you can start to increase that number.
That's some nuggets tonight, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That value piece, we can do a whole nother session on that.
Yeah.
No lie.
Sure.
We can do a whole nother session just on pure value. But everything that you shared tonight, in 32 minutes, I'm pretty sure that
Something.
people left something from the coach to the system to the personal brand to telling your story to having multiple stories. It's a lot, man. And Tim, always, man, I appreciate you.
Sure. Thank
Always
you.
coming on and sharing, bro, because I know whenever you are going to share, it's going to be something serious.
For
But
sure.
if you're not following Tim Bowers, make sure you're following him on your Facebook, on your Instagram. I'm pretty sure you probably have a Twitter too that you're on.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
And
yeah,
if
Tim, if
it's
you want to
okay,
give
I
them
can give it
everything,
to him.
yeah.
Yeah. So Twitter is at Tim Bowers Speaks. Facebook is at Tim Bowers Motivates. Instagram is at Tim Bowers Speaks. I'm on YouTube, Tim Bowers Speaks. LinkedIn, Timothy Bowers. Website is Tim Bowers Speaks. And if you guys have any questions, like for real, email me info@timbowerspeaks.com. For my speakers, do you see how I made sure Tim Bowers Speaks goes along with multiple social media platforms? You want to make sure you do that as well. Facebook is not like that because my page got hacked. So I had to go to Tim Bowers Motivates. But nevertheless, those are my platforms where you can stay connected to me. My website at timbowerspeaks.com. Email me, guys. Reach out to me on social media if you have any questions about what I talked about today, or if you just want to ask me anything pertaining to the professional speaking business. I'm here for you.
Hey man, we appreciate you. I got your information here in the comments. That's correct, right? Tim Bauer Motivates, or is it all together?
It's all together. Tim Bowers with the S on the end, Motivates.
Okay. Let's do it one more time. Keep just watching. That's the Tim. All right, we got you.
And I also want to share that if you guys are interested in purchasing Average to Awesome for yourself or your child, DM me, and I will make sure to get your autographed copy out to you, shipped out to you. Okay, Average to Awesome, transitioning from where you are to where you want to be.
Average to Awesome. Make sure you get your book today. Tim Bauer Speaks is on Unorthodox Routes to Success, and I'm telling you that today, this 32 minutes that we've had, 2 minutes over was more so informational, but the 32 minutes, if you go back and watch it, I promise you, Tim Bowers has not only given us motivational information, but he's given us practical steps to make our dream come alive and also endure the process because it may not be your time right now. You might be being developed for that next step. So it's okay just to hold on. So,
Hold
Tim,
on.
we appreciate it. Any closing words really quickly, or you good and we out?
Again, man, it's the kid Tim Bowers, and I believe you were not born to be average. You were born to leave a legacy worth remembering.
We out. Unorthodox routes to success. Guess what? You have what it takes. You believe in yourself, and it's in you. Oh yeah, it's in you. Two to the chest and push it down like LeBron. We out.